people think that it's the version that they are when they start their agency that is gonna get them to 10K a month, right? But it's completely different. Like you're gonna be a completely different person when you've hit 12K a month or when you're making 5K passively. Like it's just a complete different version, and the version of you that will grow to new heights, right? It will be a completely different version of Moha, right?
Yeah.
On the, as you, when you start getting these little wins, right, and when you start making your first money and all that stuff, and when you started seeing the money in the bank account and all that stuff, did it have an effect on you? That specifically?
What it really had an effect on, and I mean, one thing that I knew from the beginning is, I come from a family that does very well, and one of the reasons why I really started the agency and love entrepreneurship is because people always, would say, oh, what you get is from your parents, and that's one thing that drives me insane, because I do work hard for what I get, and I've done it with my agency. But the first thing that went through my mind when I saw that money in the bank was invested. That's other streams of income. That's the first thing that came into my mind. And also what changed was that I was like, I probably want to work now so I can enjoy later.
Yeah.
And that was very difficult, especially at my age. 17 years old, you always want to go out, have fun, but there's some times where you really need to focus, and that's what really changed in my mind when I saw the money.
That's a big realization, right? The fact that, like, let me work now that I've got, like, all the energy in the world, that I've got the drive, right? And it might even be hard, like, I'm sure for a lot of, like, your friends, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've had my school experience as well. I mean, I'm sure most people have, right? But, like, it's really hard for them to grasp. And it's really hard for us to grasp even as well as when we're starting out the journey, that, like, it pays so many dividends, right? To work now.
Yeah, no, it does. And one thing, and this is also one of your TikToks that I watched in the early days, is invest. I mean, especially for my case, right now, I don't really need all that money. What I do is invest it, other streams of income, indexes. Cryptocurrency is only having only one in one coin, and not coin, it's a whole digital platform, Ethereum, which I invested in when it was at 800 euros, and I still have my money in it. So investing in different streams of income. So for example, if anything happens in the future, I'll always have something that I can start another venture with. Not stay just stuck on one thing, because you never know when market gets saturated, or when something is not going to be used anymore. Like, take for simplest example is with day-to-day marketing, and social media marketing has blown that out of the park.
Exactly.
So different streams of income, and always trying to find other ways of bettering myself and my agency, and trying to make it something bigger.
Yeah. Going back to one of the things you said, right? One of the things that I really respect from you and what you've accomplished is the fact that you come from a pretty comfortable background, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes I say, like, that is often harder than the people that have nothing, right? Because they have to have, it's easier to have a fire under your ass when you have, like, nothing, and you're just like, I want to get it. I want money, right? Because I've never had it. So how much, what? Because you mentioned, the one of the drives was to like prove that you could build your own shit, right? Now that you've done that in a way, right? Obviously, there's still a lot more to achieve, but has the drive or the things that fuel you changed from that kind of like negative energy and fuel, which by the way is like super useful at first, right? Has that changed now? Like, are you operating from a different frequency now?
I mean, in some aspects, yes, some aspects, no. Obviously, there's other driving forces. It's before it was to prove other people wrong, but now it's to prove myself wrong. It's to show myself that I can be better and better and better, and to prove that there's always space for improvement. But there's also always in the back of my head the tick where it's like, always knowing someone's like, oh, your parents got this for you, your parents did this for you, and there's nothing in the world that makes me as mad as someone saying that.
Yeah.
Especially because, obviously it's, a common myth that, if you come from an affluent background, your parents do everything for you,
Yeah.
and that's a stereotype I want to break.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's one of the reasons why I started the agency.
Mhm.
But obviously it has changed to a bit more positive. You could say a bit more, no, but like much more positive
Yeah.
in the aspect where I want to improve myself. Like it's not about what others think now; it's about what I think
Yeah.
and what I think I can do. So
Yeah.
that's what's changed.
I think that's
mostly.
a really powerful reflection, and it goes for the viewers as well. Like, I think it's completely fine at the start to operate from maybe not the healthiest of frequencies, right? Like to just
Yeah.
use that negative energy and use it to fuel you to accomplish, to get you off your ass, right? And achieve and accomplish those things. But I think as you start scaling, it becomes more about like the person you're becoming in the journey, like constant, where can you get to next, and what is the type of person that you need to become to get to that next
Yeah.
level.